welcome to the Fandom Flux podcast, episode 77, probably.
I don't know.
That's it, yep.
It's an episode, and that's all you need to know.
Yay. I'm your host, KCW, and with me we have Kenchi.
Hi, I'm
goddamn.
Kenchi618, and a one-legged Kenchi in an ass-kicking contest is still better than 90% of the rest of the world. Unless anyone would like to try and disprove me.
Now you can have your confidence.
Lisa.
Hi.
Zero.
Hi, everybody. How you doing? I'm doing good. I had some breakfast this morning.
Good to hear.
Yeah, and Arxum is back. Hey, Arxum.
Hello, everybody. Good morning, good evening, and good afternoon. For all of you who ridiculed me for saying that last time, you can suck it.
If I don't see you later later tonight, then good night.
Okay. So yeah, he's back. Our previous rule of if you know your shit, you can be on the podcast, then that pretty much still applies, more or less.
Yay.
Yay, you're competent.
Yay.
By our standards.
That means
Please, I am
best.
great.
No, I'm
In
the
fairness,
only great one here.
Our standards are unusually high, so, yay.
Yay?
Well, except in very specific circumstances like me.
I'm confused.
Yeah.
I know what you're doing.
I know what I'm doing on the podcast, but I don't know what I'm doing with writing.
Oh, yeah. That's all right.
You didn't need to agree with that so easily. Alright, so our first topic is what we're doing, and, fuck it, I'll go first. I spent the past week or so trying to figure out what my downstairs neighbors have underneath my bathroom.
What?
It's very strange, because sometimes I go in there, and it smells like food.
No.
Like, I can smell the food they're cooking downstairs, and I think,
No.
I can only smell this. Surely the kitchen's downstairs. And then other times, I smell something that is most definitely not food. And it wasn't me, because I hadn't used it in like a few hours or so. So, but then, I thought about it today, and having thought about it, their front door is directly below my bathroom, so they have a hallway down there, I guess. Probably. Or at least just an entryway. So I want to know what the fuck they're doing in the entryway.
That is really confusing.
Cooking delicious potluck dinners and leaving them there. For
And
visitors.
then using them as buckets to go in, I guess.
Oh. My neighbors are weird. Then again, they hear me recording the podcast every week, so, I'm sure the feeling is mutual.
It's revenge.
Yeah, that might make sense. I'm sure we were talking about something terrible last week, and there was revenge for that. I don't remember what we talked about last week, though, so... Still got the fucking page open? Maybe?
There was a thing about the Mr. Mime.
There was, yeah.
Yeah.
Mr. Mime's creepy. Anyway, what else have I been doing this week? There was another thing. Oh, yeah. That other thing that I literally just saw the tab for. So that Dragon Ball game.
Yeah.
Still pretty great.
Xenoverse?
Well, good. Yeah. I still need to record the video of what a non-fan thinks of it. I started watching something that I think pretty much everyone's a fan of.
Dragon Ball Z.
Team 4-Star?
Abridged.
Abridged?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm not even mad if you don't watch the original, because the abridged is so great.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, that whole flashback episode where they do like, I'm Nappa, I am hilarious, and you will quote everything I say. In hindsight, that is way too true.
Yeah, his character really blew up.
Yeah. But it's a great series.
I'm so happy
And-
now. Now you get all the stupid references we slip into these episodes.
Oh, God.
I think my favorite
This is
part
why I
was
prefer being ignorant.
One
You're gonna
of
make me
us.
sick.
One of us.
Gooble Gobble, etc. You know, I bet everyone just thinks of South Park when you do that routine. That's not where it's from. That was a parody.
I just quote
What were you
other
gonna-
people.
Yeah. What were you going to say, Erickson?
I don't remember.
Your favorite part, I think it was.
Yeah. Favorite part of the bridge was at Dragon Ball Z Kai where Vegeta uses the Destructo Disc and Krillin curses at it.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone could use the Destructo Disc. It's hilarious.
Everyone steals that technique.
Even his wife.
Yeah.
It's not really that they steal it; they come up with it on the spot as well. And meanwhile, Krillin spent how
Which
long
is even
kind of
more insulting. Also, I haven't gone that far. I've literally just gotten... I think I'm about halfway through the androids bit.
I think
Like, they just
halfway through.
fought the fake ones. Or something. Little fat
Yeah, like-
dude.
You gotta watch the movies
12
that they've
episodes,
done.
maybe?
I'm just watching a playlist of all of it, I think.
The movies that they do are really great.
I've seen Revenge of Cooler,
Revenge.
episode Bardock,
The Chris-
Dead Zone,
You gotta watch the Christmas Tree of
Christmas
Light.
one,
Yes.
yeah, Tree of Might, yeah. That was special.
You should watch Helsing.
Oh, Helsinger
No.
Bridge? I never even watched Helsing, and it was great.
It was
Is
amazing.
that,
It's made by the
that
same
4-star
people.
one?
Yes, that's another
Yeah,
Team
okay.
4-star.
They do it
I'm
every
basically
October.
I'm just gonna watch all the 4-star ones and nothing else because having watched other abridged series, they're usually kind of rubbish.
Actually, the one for Sword Art Online is really good.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. One of you guys
All right.
recommended a Fate Zero one, and it was kind of a letdown.
Yeah, Fate Zero with a Cero.
Yeah, first 2 episodes were great. After that, it was just like, what the hell am I watching?
Yeah, I watched the Gantz one, and I watched a One Piece one. I'm sure it's not the one that's still up on YouTube, but
Probably.
I think it got taken down. It was not good.
There's a guy called Purpleized WTF. He's
Oh, yeah. He's
very
really
hit or
good,
miss.
too.
I'm a huge fan of him, but his stuff is very insane.
Yeah, it's either really, really good or just super random and it makes no sense.
Mm.
Usually both.
Yeah, a lot of the ones I watched were just surface comedy of, hey, isn't this funny about this show? And don't actually add anything of their own. It just makes for a really bad
DBZ
time.
Abridged
See,
actually makes its own
this
inside
one-
jokes.
it does, and that's what makes it great, because it adds its own comedy on top of the parody element, which is kind of important. Yeah, that pretty much covers what I've done this week, I think. Except for working a double shift yesterday, that kind of sucked, but yeah, that happens. Zero. Go next.
Alright, so I went to a friend's birthday party on Saturday, and so my friend, of course, as as a certain portion of my friends tend to be, is a nerd.
A certain portion.
Yeah, I've got non-nerd friends. I promise.
Really?
Yeah, I do.
What the fuck do you talk about with them?
Hang out. Okay, I won't talk about that right now,
Okay.
but we usually just play video games and stuff, even though, just like fighting games. But anyways, so she brought over the whole Star Trek club, or not all of it, part of it. I have been told afterwards, along with some other people, and yeah,
Your college has a Star Trek club.
not my college, their college, UC Davis.
Oh, okay.
I had to drive there.
That makes it so much better.
Yeah.
And yeah, pretty much all the girls in there are lesbians.
All right.
So
Well, sucks for you.
yeah, there was lesbians and alcohol and just nerds, and it was quite the party.
Fantastic
Oh,
combination.
That's a terrible combination.
It's an epic combination for me to videotape from a distance.
One of my friends, he got super drunk, and he's like this little like waifish nerdy guy, and and he just got like super like, as my friend would describe, like a woodland critter, harmless, and just like he was like holding people's hands and hugging them. It was
God,
hilarious to see his entire personality just kind of really fall apart. And
fuck is wrong with your friends?
I was one of the sober group because I never drink, and I've gone on to say as much before.
Straight
So I
edge.
ended up playing Lord of the Rings Risk. And
Wow.
I was teamed up with this girl Allison, and we were the forces of Mordor. And this one dude on the other team was like, you know what? I'm going to be a dick and place one piece in every single continent and then try to negotiate with them, even though my pieces will be surrounded. It was a really...
You've reached a special level of nerd.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even know how to describe it.
It's like, what else am I going to do? Everybody's drunk and shouting.
Lord of the Rings.
that's better than playing
Risk.
drunk D&D.
No, it's not.
So I mainly did not play it for a little bit because I had a team member to do that for me, but our forces of Mordor kind of lost because what the one other guy ended up doing was he basically gave like 3 countries to the other team because he was stupid, not because of his diplomacy. And then he completely failed at trying to penetrate the gates of Mordor.
Sorry.
Yeah, I meant that. And yeah, eventually we lost and he lost, but you know what? We put up a good fight. And then, like, for a time, I was trapped on the couch with about 3 drunken lesbians.
Not the worst place in the world to
2
be.
of which were girlfriends. So
There are much worse places to be. Though you end up with the stripper problem.
my
Yeah.
dad said to me, "You literally went to the absolute worst place to pick up chicks."
Yeah.
There were
Pretty
3
much.
straight girls. One of them had a boyfriend. The other one had hepatitis B, and then the other one I knew from my B, and there was no way she liked me. So, picking up girls was an option. Hanging out and playing Lord of the Rings Risk was the only option in this drunken stupor everyone else was in.
Well, sounds
Ultimately,
like
a fun
Shameless Band,
party.
I suppose.
You have weird friends.
Oh yeah.
We're your normal friends. What the fuck, Zero?
That's really weird.
I have a lot of normal friends that I hang out with, but then you have your nerd friends from high school, and then they bring their nerd friends from college, and then it gets bad. They brought Star Wars Life, like the Game of Life Star Wars edition. I didn't even know that existed.
Of course it existed.
Apparently you can be a Sith or a Jedi in it. I thought it was kind of cool when they mentioned that, but, like, come on.
Is that like a career option? Do you, like,
Yeah.
when you get out of school, do you either choose to go to college, or do you go to, like, Jedi Academy or something?
Apparently.
And at the end, the good ending for your Sith ending is your apprentice kills you.
Yeah, pretty much.
Again, that's not necessarily what happens.
So basically it was the 7th circle of nerdy hell. But
You loved it.
overall, they're good people. Good people.
No, the 7th circle of nerdy hell would be, they're all not lesbians, but they still don't want to talk to you.
They outright hate you, actually.
No,
Yeah.
no. They're all dudes, hard gay, and yeah. I think it's a better hell.
It was. I tried to leave at like 12, and then my friend was like, "It's my birthday. Come on, stay." And then she trapped me on the couch.
Your friends suck.
And then I
Really
ended up having to drive 40 minutes home at like 1 a.m. in the morning in the dark with like, it's just a small, narrow roads. It was really nerve-wracking. And ultimately, I don't want to do that ever again.
You've never done that before?
No, I've done that. I've done things like that before. I really don't like it, though. But, yeah, that was fun. It's a birthday party, right? Yay! Yay.
You're really selling that yay.
Yay. The next day I did, to talk about more nerdiness, the next day I did D&D, because I do that, and it's fun.
Of course you did.
And I killed lesbians in it, incidentally.
Alright.
Okay, I thought we were really getting into dangerous waters when you first brought them up, but now we've just gone past that point. Okay, sure. Elaborate.
I was trying to infiltrate into this place, and then this lady attacked me, and then I had to kill her, and then we were searching, and then this other lady came in, and she's like, "You killed my wife!" And I was like, "Oh, come on."
That sounds like a really bad rape scene.
And so, yeah. And I was in this room, and she kept deflecting my spells and whatnot, because screw you. And so I opened up a trapdoor underneath her feet, and she got hit with a torrent of water. And the room started to flood because we were above water. And we were in a ship, we were in a weird castle thing. And then she started to kill me, and I almost died, and I used every trick in the book that I had to escape death, and then I blew her head off.
Okay. It sounds like your DM was trying to be progressive in having lesbians be in the story.
No.
Except he made them villains.
No, there's lesbians on our side, too, don't worry.
Oh, I'm sorry. I prejudged you. I should not do that.
One of the female members on our team has a girlfriend. In fact, we have two couples of females on our team.
You think that goes past being...
Is your game set on the gay planet or something?
No, but my friend
literally...
made people gay. She's like, okay, I see that girl, I'm going to roll a seduction roll, and she rolled 3 20s.
You know what? His team digs Yuri. Just go with it, alright?
Fine, sure, why not?
And then, like, there's this one girl in our group, and she's just like, hey, lesbians. They're lesbians together, right? And we're just like, that wasn't the plan, but apparently it is now.
Sometimes you gotta go with it.
Lesbian
Life,
go with it.
life throws curveballs.
So yeah, I had a lesbian-filled week.
Sometimes life throws no balls at you at all, and then you gotta go with it.
God damn it, Zero, and Ken, and everyone involved in this entire situation.
I'm not involved, I'm just commentating.
What he said.
That makes you involved.
I'm an observer.
But yeah, birthday party was fun. And I got Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate, because somebody said you need to get this so you can not be a scrub and actually play with us. And I was like, okay, I have friends. So I got it. And it's actually really good. It plays really well. I mean, you get to make your own weapons and armor and stuff. Kind of grindy, but that's the way Monster Hunter works, apparently. They
really cut that down, apparently.
Yeah, I think it's not too bad. Problem is getting the things you want to drop, so you have to target parts of the monster's body. You can cut off the tails. And you can do this thing, you can mount it, you can, do a jump attack on top of it, and then just get on its back and just start stabbing it. So that's really cool.
You should, for creatures that are bigger than you.
Yeah. So it's really cool, I'm liking that. And, let's see. Yeah, so I was playing that, and I got the DLC. They give you free DLC every first Friday of the month. So, I got, you get cats in that game, called Palicos, or however you pronounce it. And I got a Luigi outfit for my cat. So it has a little mustache and, the overalls. A little green hat. Great. Has the Mario hammer.
How does a cat grow a mustache?
It's It's a fake one. Oh yeah, me and Kenshi were going to record Honey Pop on Saturday.
I was going to get to that.
Yeah, we were going to.
Yeah, I slept for like 12 hours straight, so that didn't happen.
Yeah, we were going to, but we ended up not, so I'm going to probably just be a little bit lighter on the episodes until we record again.
Okay. I'm going to bring this up again. You said you got better at that game.
You know what? I thought I did. And looking at it now, it seems like I got worse.
Wow.
I apparently cannot conceive the notion of a 5 in a row. It is a foreign concept to me. My brain cannot comprehend it. It is a fourth-dimensional object. 5 in a row. I cannot do it.
I can't even advise him because there's lag and he moves fast. So,
y'all know something though? We're making it.
Because it's impossible to fail
Apparently
at the game.
not.
Also, you fucked up knowing the times of day.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm not good at that game. I have said as much.
How did you even
And I thought I
manage
got
that?
better. I thought I got better because we were actually getting successes on dates again. And, yeah, Arc, some of you probably don't know what I'm talking about, but we were doing a dating sim called Honey Pop. We were let's playing that.
Yeah, I've been meaning to watch that.
Yeah.
It looks hilarious.
Yeah, I apparently am really rage-inducingly bad at puzzles.
Yep.
And you know what? People still want to watch for some reason.
As they cringe while watching it, but yes, that's someone else in the comments said that, by the way, not just me.
Yeah, I know the person
Yep.
said that, but
Yeah.
yeah, it's oof. I've given.
You had a sure thing and you gave it up.
I've given all my explanations as for why it doesn't work. I've given all my explanations as for why I can't handle it or why I'm not good at it. So I'm not good. I don't have anything more to say on that topic, other than the fact that come on, give me a break. You know I suck already. You don't need to repeat it again. If you see that I suck, you don't need to mention it about 3 or 4 times more.
Dude, this is the internet.
You know I failed miserably every single time I play this game, but
Just assume that I fail. Just go in that with that assumption, and then you will never be upset.
that's not true at all.
Because if you assume that I'm going to fail, then when I do good, you're going to be happy, right? Lower your
No.
expectations to the bottom of the sea floor. All right?
See, here's the thing with puzzle games. When you see 5 in a row, it takes up most of the board.
And you,
How do you miss that?
because I focus on a very small portion of the board at a time. Because it fills up my whole screen, and my screen is actually kind of big, so I can only so with all those colors flashing in my face, I only focus on a small portion of the screen at a time. So anything beyond a 4 in a row, I cannot conceive.
So you're pretty much fighting off seizures every time you play that game because of all the
Basically. Basically.
Anything else, Zero?
That's about it. I mean, I turned in an essay.
Mm.
It was 4.5 pages of philosophy of art,
Ugh.
Lovely.
which I did the night before, because I like philosophy of art and I can do it.
Oh, so that's fine then.
Yeah. Fun. I'm done.
Okay. Slicer.
Alright, I didn't do much this week, but still trying to find a good familiar Zero fic. I've resorted to rereading good ones because there's not a lot out there.
Yeah, there aren't.
I'm hurting
Weirdly enough, I was going through the crossover section just like one letter at a time, and there were 12 for Dark Souls, so I just like, whatever, fuck it, I'll try it. There are some weirdly good ones in that section. It's why? That doesn't deserve to happen.
Wait, Familiar Zero in Dark Souls or just Dark Souls?
Familiar Zero in Dark Souls.
I've seen like
Okay.
one or two.
She summons Ornstein and Smaug.
She summons Artorias and I think
Artorias?
it's season
Oh,
2. It's
that's
Stefania.
basically Guts.
Yeah, pretty much. That's what he was inspired by, yeah.
Or summons, like, you know, Solaire.
One.
I'm like,
Summoning Smaug would probably be pretty hilarious. Him being a cannibal and all.
It would for all of 20 seconds until they start
Yeah.
crushing people.
Yeah.
Until that contract is sealed, they can do whatever they want. So, yeah. Even after it's sealed, there's no real proof that they're controlled in any way.
I actually once saw a Five Nights at Freddy's and Familiar Zero crossover.
Why?
And you know what she summoned?
Ready?
The whole restaurant.
Oh.
Uh,
That was her familiar. It doesn't go anywhere. It's just there.
Huh. Alright.
huh. Okay.
Yeah. I know, right? And, like, people are trying to explore it and stuff.
Slicer, you were saying?
Right, moving on.
Yeah.
For the first time in like a year and a half, I got a job interview.
Yay!
I woke up on the day of my interview with, it takes me 40 minutes to get there. It was at noon. I woke up at 11:20, turned on my computer, and it was a pixelated mess. I'd overslept, and it took me, I was like 23 minutes late for the interview. But thank barely.
Were you stylishly late?
Hell
or were
no.
you just kind of like, you
There is no such thing as fashionably late for an interview, Zero.
No.
I know. I've never been late to an interview, so I wouldn't know.
Dude. It's a bird.
I hate you all of a sudden. Anyway.
Should have
Got lucky.
covered yourself in like coal or smut or something. Just say, yeah, I just saved the guy from a fire right now.
Yeah, that'd happen.
That'd probably go better than just going in normal.
Here's
I
what
guess.
you do. You break your arm. Just go and break it. Say, I broke my arm.
But I'm still here.
But I'm here.
Yeah.
I think that was my chances because it's sort of a furniture company. They make office furniture. So,
All right, you break somebody else's arm. Say they were trying to maul somebody.
yeah. I got lucky in that the person interviewing me they had a lunch break right after that, so they had some time. So they were understanding, I suppose. So that was nice. The problem being, a few hours later, I got an email saying I wasn't fit for the position or whatever like that. But I'm not. I applied for like 6 or 7 positions at this place, so I'm not sure if that was for the job I was interviewed for or one of the other ones that I applied for. So I'm just gonna keep my phone on me. I doubt it, but nah, whatever.
Should have broken your arm.
Yeah, that would. Yeah,
That would have been felt bad and would have given you the job.
I don't think it works like that. Not unless you're like a veteran or something.
Go be a veteran and then come back.
That's kind of the plan, actually. But all right.
Go be a veteran for a few days and then come back. So you can do the podcast.
Awesome.
Zero's got a plan.
I always got a plan. Whether or not it's a good plan is debatable.
No, it's not. It's never a good plan. Anything else, Lisa?
Yeah, one last thing. It was on Sunday. We went to a local archery place. It's a big open forest. They got a bunch of foam targets set up. And you just go along this path. It's got 32 targets. You shoot all of them. And it was exhausting because it had just snowed a little bit, but there was a lot of snow on the ground. It took, I don't know, an hour and a half of just hiking through foot-deep snow. It wasn't cold. It was just really tiring. So that was mildly unpleasant, I suppose. Fun, though. And that's it. That was my week. It was pretty short.
Okay. Arixum, why not?
All right. Yeah, nothing ever happens in my life. My life is extremely boring. I wake up. Okay, yeah, this is my ritualistic schedule. I wake up. I go to work. I either come home for dinner or hang out with friends, and then I work on projects. Then I go to bed. Start all over again. Nothing changes. Nothing has changed since I last saw you guys, and I don't think anything will within the next ever.
That sounds nice.
Apart from the work bit, yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. I get money pretty much doing nothing, so yeah, there's that. So I guess anything new, I got a couple games. I bought The Order 1886. It's actually very awesome.
Is it actually?
Is it?
Yeah, I like it. Yeah, it's a cinematic game, a lot like The Last of Us, third person. Combat sequence is actually very good. I'm surprised. The shooting is very good as well.
Okay, you say cinematic.
He doesn't mean Metal Gear Solid cinematic. I'm certain.
I don't know, I never played Metal Gear.
Okay, by cinematic do you mean has lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of cutscenes?
It lasts like 20 minutes.
It's more like you're in a continuous cutscene. You can still move your character around. There are cutscenes where you can't, but it feels more like you're in a movie than an actual video game.
So it's like Heavy Rain.
That's not exactly a plus point by any stretch.
So it's like
No,
a
not really.
Cage game.
Yeah, I still like it. Still pretty fun. Still gives you a lot of room to move in.
Okay.
Yeah, the weapons are awesome. They're designed by
Great.
Tesla. Thought that was hilarious.
Or a little bit pandering, but that's just me.
Whatever, you guys hate it. I'm gonna move on then.
I don't really have a fair... It's not fair for me to say an opinion because, haven't played it, don't have a PS4, probably won't ever get a PS4.
Oh.
But,
You should get it for Bloodborne.
No.
Oh.
I'm gonna have to. That and Kingdom Hearts.
Master Race.
If it comes to the computer.
Yeah, but I'm not going to buy it if it doesn't, so...
Oh, fair enough.
Other games I got were two of the I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, the Atelier series. I got
Atelier?
Yeah.
The one where you run a shop or something?
Yeah, you run an alchemy shop.
Yeah.
Totally and Rona. Apparently, totally the sequel, you beat it, do all the stuff, you get all the DLC for Verona, which makes no sense at all, because Verona is the one that came before it.
That's a little weird, yeah.
Yeah, but that's been consuming a lot of my time, and the mechanics of the game are really annoying because they give you a schedule, and no matter what you do, like say, you make items, you travel the world, you hunt monsters, all of those consume time. It's really annoying. I keep playing it because I absolutely love the characters.
Yeah, that's very much like Racketeer.
Yeah.
Or it sounds it anyway.
Is there a free mode where you can just do whatever?
Nope.
Oh.
That's a shame.
And if you miss your schedule for completing your assignment, you have to start all over again. But on the plus side, you get to keep a lot of your gear, like usually weapons and armors. Sometimes if you do some achievements, you can keep your other items you create, like such as bombs, some magic, some skills, all that. So it gives you like a huge head start.
Beneficial to fail sometimes, or?
Yeah, sometimes it is. But we play the story over and over and over again. I've yet to actually beat the game.
Oh, so it's kind of like Dead Rising then, I guess. Do you keep all the stuff from your failed game and then go back to the beginning with all the stuff that you had?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, I like that in Dead Rising, so...
It's true.
The last thing I've been doing for the past while is working on a story that's taking a shit ton of time. It's already had like 35,000 words. It's going to be a one-shot, but...
That's a hell of a one-shot.
Yeah. It's an entire arc, so I figured we might as well just stuff as much as possible into it and then just feed it when it's done.
Can we get some spoilers on what it is? Or...
Oh, yeah, it's a high school DxD story mixed in with the Night Angel trilogy. It's
that thing that you recommended before, yes?
Yeah, the main character replaces Issei. Well, technically the main character is Issei. It's just called an identity crisis.
Okay.
There's so many fakes of people who replace Issei. Issei's a great guy, don't you know?
Issei is a great guy. I love Issei.
Yeah, I know.
It bothers me more when they replace Issei with a character that is Issei but doesn't have any of his defining character traits.
Yeah.
Conversions. That just annoys the crap out of me. Like Harry Potter. Or Naruto.
We need Issei in every single harem. Anime. Just out there.
But nothing can ever get done.
Zero. I'm glad you stopped to rephrase that at the end. Yeah, that's... I'm sure there are some fics that have that with Issei in a harem.
You just cross it over every single male character as Issei. Now go.
Shit just got real.
Got real to a certain point, and then it would just become issues.
He'd still become the most powerful being on the planet. The more girls he has, the more powerful he becomes.
Anyway.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's it. Not like a spoiler.
That's it? Okay. Ken.
Okay. So, my knee got completely fucked up on Sunday.
God damn it again.
Yes.
You cannot keep yourself in one piece, can you?
No. By the sheer nature of the things that I do for fun, no. See, I was training again, and I took a body slam, and I landed wrong for it. Whenever you take a slam or anything, any kind of bump you take on your back, you're supposed to take it like flat on the upper part of your back. You don't let your tailbone hit because that'll fuck your spine up. You got to let your upper back absorb the impact. So I did that part of it. When I got slammed, I took it with my upper back. It's just that at the same time I did that, I had my right leg bent so that when I hit the ground, the bottom of my foot would like bounce off the mat with it. So all that shock didn't just go off my back. It went up my foot to the top of my knee and stopped.
Ouch.
Mm.
And guess what? I had to go to work after that.
Yeah.
After it happened, I couldn't walk for 5 minutes, but I still stayed there for the rest of practice, which was like 3 hours left. Then I went to work and hobbled all over the newsroom all day long.
Do you get points for ballsiness?
I'd like to think so.
I meant from your work.
No?
Yeah, no.
Oh. Sorry.
Anyone that would have cared wasn't there because it was a weekend. It's like skeleton crew, dude. But, yeah. So, I wound up going for over 12 hours without even trying to get semi-proper treatment for my injury. But, it's fine because I had duct tape on tap, so I just duct taped that shit together.
I said God damn it, Zero out of habit. God damn it, Ken.
What?
Duct tape.
Duct tape fixes all
Actually,
problems.
it's not that bad, actually.
Remember when Ethan was on this show, and then it was always, oh come on, Ethan, and then it wasn't as bad as for me. You weren't in the habit of saying it for me.
Yeah, I am.
I mean, come on. When all you have is a hammer, every problem looks like nails. So whenever I'm injured, duct tape is probably going to fix that injury. If duct tape or super glue or whatever, an ace bandage can't fix whatever's wrong with me, I need to go to the hospital, which is not an option. not an option.
Why is that not an option?
Because I don't have health insurance.
Oh, well, yeah.
I'm already $20,000 in the hole. I'm not going to fucking have my ass owned by both Radford University and Carillion. It's not happening.
Okay. Do you actually get health insurance at any point from where you're working?
If I'm full-time, which I'm not.
Okay. Is that a progressive thing? Like, eventually you might get hired on full-time?
Maybe. If not, I need to go find somewhere else that will.
Yeah, that'd probably be a good idea to get somewhere that does health insurance.
Yeah.
In the meantime, in addition to that, I ordered Grand Theft Auto Xenoverse. Grand Theft Auto Xenoverse.
That's an interesting game.
Yes,
Let's
it is.
play that.
I wish. I ordered Dragon Ball Z Xenoverse. I haven't gotten it yet. I had to order. I went to GameStop to get it because apparently there were no copies anywhere. So I had to order it.
The thing about Xenoverse that makes me hesitant is that although Casey said it was good, I've had people say it was horrible.
It's not horrible.
People are saying it's bad, people are saying it's good, it's odd. So,
Well,
I'll give a full video at some point when I get around to
yeah,
it.
I'd like to see some of that. I'm not so sure.
Giant Bomb did a quick look, but they got a bit too enamored with the mechanics and didn't actually say how it plays.
Oh.
They spent like 20 minutes going through the stats and equipment menus. It was pointless. So.
well, I'm going to find out soon enough because apparently it's supposed to be coming today. I doubt it is because that's how mail works nowadays, but we'll find out.
Mm.
That's more how the post office works these days.
Yeah. They took the sorting center out of my town, so we have to go to like North Carolina, which is like 3 hours away. It's like the closest sorting center.
Mm. Do they do that thing where they tell you if you're not there, then you have to go to the place where the closest sorting center?
No,
Pick it up?
I don't think so.
Good for you.
Mm,
They do that here. It's not nice.
it sucks.
Especially when you don't have a car, and the closest one is in Leek, which is like 5 miles away. It's not cool.
Alright, in addition to that, my brother is in the Army. You may or may not know this.
Yes, he is.
And he's now stationed in Germany.
Yeah,
Seriously.
I know people in Germany.
He's stationed in a rural part of Germany. I forget where because he told me and I wasn't paying attention because it was like 7 o'clock in the morning when he called and told us where he was. And he did say that Germany, the part of Germany he's in, smells like arms, which I thought was hilarious.
He smells a lot of arms then, has he?
He said he was like, the second he got off the plane, he was like, what does this smell? It smelled just like armpits.
You did not say armpits, you said arms.
Armpit. It's armpits. That's what he implied. And I was laughing. My dad was like, yeah, that's what it smells like over there. I was stationed there.
That's just confusing.
He gave this explanation of why it's like that, but I wasn't paying attention. I just thought it was just the funniest thing in the world. Now I'm going to make fun of him.
It's something.
Something we can bond over in the future. Yeah.
Might be because there's a brewery there or something.
I don't know. I'll ask later.
Breweries smell terrible, so it might be.
Maybe.
Those rotting things, so...
Mm.
And let's see. Oh, yeah, other than that, my six-pack is still under work.
God damn it, Ken.
It's coming along. It'll
Your
happen.
broken knee?
I don't need my legs to do ab work.
Thankfully.
And my leg's not broken. I can walk now. Can't run yet. I can.
For a loose definition of broken, yes, it's fine.
Let's see. And I also updated History Stronger Shinobi.
Yeah, you did.
And,
Oh, you write that?
Yeah.
Dude.
He writes everything. There, done.
And I'm also in the process of writing next chapter of Less Than Zero. So
Yay.
expect that before this comes out.
Would Less Than Zero be worse at Honey Pop?
What?
If
I'm
if
confused.
something was less than zero, would that just mean they're worse at Honey Pop?
If you're implying Max, I'm pretty sure he'd be okay at Honey Pop.
He'd probably be the best at Honey Pop, because, yeah, it's not me.
He'd probably make the computer explode, just saying.
Yeah, he'd probably make the computer explode.
Which, technically, Zero, is worse than you.
Ha! There's one worse way.
Of course, you could also look at it being that he's so good that he broke the game and the system.
I am filled with happiness and indescribable sorrow from the pit of my soul at the same time. Ugh.
Okay.
I'm so sorry. I'll be on Saturday, so we can try this again. I wish I could play for you, because it would be a lot faster.
Okay, this time, every single move, we're going to stop and look at the board. And then you people who watch it, you can be like, oh, this is actually really boring. Look at them just sitting there and staring for like several minutes. Don't they see those 5 in a row all the way over there, just like straight, everything is a 5 in a row? Don't they see that?
Or you could just
Zero's all
straight up listen to Kenshi, because every time you listen to Kenshi, good things happen.
Except for when it doesn't. Remember when you told me to get that 4?
Yeah.
Yeah, that 4 in a row. Like, I commented, I actually saw the 4 in a row, and I didn't do it because it was going to get me the broken hearts, but then he said do it, and I was like, okay. I was like, that's why I said there was no 4 in a row.
Ken didn't even notice that it was broken. He was like, see, look, if you do things I say, good things happen.
Okay, 9 out of 10 times you do the things that I say, good things happen. Everyone's allowed a mistake. Like I said before, Kenshi doesn't make mistakes.
You're about to say everyone's allowed a mistake.
No one's allowed a mistake.
It's great.
Mistakes are for losers.
All right, you keep saying that.
Okay, is that everybody? I think that's everybody.
I am sassy today. It's Honey Pop.
Sure. Okay, next topic is character systems. Ken's suggestion. Because Ken won't stop suggesting topics, even though we have 17 spare.
And he's going to be absent for the first part of his topic, because he just got a call, apparently.
Okay, character creation systems and stuff. So
I think wasn't like skill point allocation systems or whatnot.
yeah, character building systems, if you like. Whatever, doesn't matter. Yeah, so that kind of thing. Your special system from Fallout,
What more you do, things the better you get them from.
Elder Scrolls.
Yeah, Skyrim and whatnot.
And D&D, I guess, that whole thing. The various editions of D&D, I apologize. They change it up like every edition.
Yeah, I don't pay attention to we just go with the newest one and we just keep going.
Really? You've been playing 4th?
We're playing 5th.
Oh, right, that one came out.
5th.
Remember when, like, 3rd edition got loads of fanfare for being a complete revolution in tabletop gameplay and stuff, and then 4th happened and they were trying to do it all online and cool and digital, and no one cared.
Yeah.
And then they released 5 and I didn't even notice.
5 is actually really good. Just gonna say. People praised 5 because that was, like, really fan-tested. But
yeah, remember the thing about 4 was that it was all just hard numbers. So it was all, hey, you can do this and this and this and this, and none of it was geared towards, like, role-playing or anything like that. It was all just, hey, you fight and you find traps and disable traps and open locks and do all these things. And all mechanic stuff and no story stuff.
yeah, 5's much better.
Yeah. That's my understanding. Is 5 brought all that stuff back. I did read some preview stuff, but I didn't know it was out yet.
I think it's like a combination of 3 and 4, or something like that. It works out pretty well, actually.
That was the fastest a topic has ever gotten off topic. Wow.
Yeah.
That's still in the topic.
It's still technically on topic.
Well, shit, it is. Anyway, favorite systems. I'm a fan of Diablo 2, actually, if anyone played that back when it was
Nope.
popular. Well, you had 4 stats. You had health, strength, dexterity, health, and mana. And you had 5 points every level. And you just put points into them. And they go up just by themselves based on whatever they are per level. So if you had 10 points of health, you get 10 extra points of health every time you leveled up. Your health bar would go up. And,
so you basically decide your build right at the beginning of the game, and it just expands it out for you as it goes on.
Pretty much, yeah. It offered a crap ton of freedom to do pretty much whatever you wanted. There was a lot of different kind of character builds. Not all of them were viable, but I mean, you could do whatever you wanted.
I think I do like the special system a little bit.
I think that one's too limiting on what your points are. I mean, you can get implants in New Vegas. You can upgrade it with the perks, but yeah, it feels too solid to me, kind of.
Well, it's kind of like Diablo in that you set your build from the start and then you just expand it out with what skills you want to use. So you could absolutely screw it up by having, say, 10 strength and 2 intelligence and then having all your points in speech when all you can say is, do thingy,
do thingy.
I still need to do a caveman run.
Yeah. That was actually a thing in 1 and 2. I think they brought it back in New Vegas.
They did, yeah.
I don't think it was a thing in 3, that pissed a lot of people off. That stats had basically no impact at all.
Well, in that regard, I guess.
But yeah, you could screw up by having all of your points min-maxed to a certain style and then having your skills completely go in the other direction, like tagging science with an intelligence 2 character, and it made no sense.
You could hack things, but I mean, there's no real explanation why you can hack them, aside from maybe an idiot savant.
Yeah, I suppose you could consider that what that is if you're tagging skills. It makes some sense. I mean, just because you're prodigious doesn't mean you're prodigious in things you can actually do well. Like, for example, I could be a prodigious baseball player, but I just can't see the ball to find out.
Oh, yeah.
For example. So...
kind of a problem.
Yeah.
I'll tell you which one.
Yeah, so I like the special system. That's just me.
I'll tell you which system
Overall,
I don't like. Oh, go ahead.
Overall, I like systems that just give you a lot of freedom. Like, yeah, just point by point, pretty much. I hate to be incredibly predictable, but, you know...
That's strange, considering you just said that your favorite system was the one that limits you to the thing that you picked at the very beginning, and then you just go off that.
Well, that's the best way to use it, but you can do whatever you want. It doesn't be punished for it, essentially, but, yeah.
Ken, you were saying?
Oh, yeah. The system I don't like is whatever the hell Borderlands system is.
What is Borderlands system?
You never played it?
Well, I know it has the... Do you mean the stat system or the badass system?
The stat system.
Oh, okay. Skill system, rather.
Yeah, skill system.
Because that's all it is.
I hate that skill tree so much.
Well, I guess, yeah. I just wish it was less mix and match as to where the team skills go. Like, if you just had one tree that was all team skills, that'd be great, but they don't do that. They have them scattered all over the place. That's annoying.
Yeah.
It took me 30 levels before I figured out what I was trying to fucking do.
My problem with that system is pretty simple in that the skills I want are usually not the ones that I can have right away. So I need to put 5 points into a skill that I don't want just to unlock the skill that I want.
Yeah.
And then I'm limited on how many points I can actually put into stuff that I like.
Yeah, I guess it gives you a preview of what all of the skills are, so you can say, hey, I want to get to this kind of build, and then you have to plan it out right from the start by looking at all of the skills individually and seeing which ones you want to get to, so you can decide which ones you're going, oh, I have to get this one if I want to get this one later. That's not a fun way to build a character.
Sometimes it's actually harmful. I know some of Gage's skills, the Necromancer, they're not helpful to a lot of builds. A lot of playstyles.
Yeah. I mean, if you get Anarchy, then you are going to have a hard time a lot of the time. If you're trying to do like a sniper build, that's not going to work.
No.
Yeah, it's not great. I'll agree with you, Ken. Badass system's okay, though. I kind of like that bit.
I really liked it because I was not the only one who played on our Xbox, so I got the benefit of my brother.
So you got
playing.
the points for everyone.
Yeah.
Great. Yeah.
So I had like triple the amount of experience that I should have had, at least. It was pretty great.
Well, it's diminishing returns, but yeah. Zero. You got any things you want to say yay or
The
I
skill
don't like
systems,
it?
I've always liked Skyrim, where the more you do things, the more you level up in that.
Agreed.
Like I like that because that means that actually makes sense as far as if you do this and you do this enough times, you will get better. Practice makes perfect. What I don't like about that though is for alchemy or something, you have to eat a lot of ingredients.
No, you don't.
Like you have to make a lot of stuff.
No, you don't. The best way to level alchemy is to just find a potion that works and has decent value, and then just make it over and over and over again.
And it gets really grindy if you're trying to max it, which is what I don't like. But at the same time, it makes sense. And I typically like maxing things while playing instead of having to actually grind. And you don't usually grind with that sort of system.
The problem I have with the Skyrim system is, yes, it builds your skills with it as you go along, which is great. The problem is, it matches your level for everything. So if you want to, say, improve your destruction, then you either need to find someone that will never attack you and just hit them over and over again with a fire spell, or you need to go into actual dangerous fights and use your tiny level 1 spells with your 17 destruction. And just grind that skill until it's actually viable.
You seen that comic where it's about the Draugr? Well, you're training, you're tailoring, the Draugr are training, and it just keeps doing that for all your non-combat skills. And it's just, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the idea of you just get better the more you do things, because you will get them high enough level if you play long enough just on your own without doing things. Then you get to see your character based off how you actually play. Problem is, if you want to try something new, it can be a little bit punishing.
Yeah, you literally can't do it unless you want to just really suffer through trying to build those skills back up to the point where you can use them again. Except the thing is, while you're doing that, you're also gaining levels still.
Yeah.
Because you're getting more stat points. So, it's going to take even longer.
Skill proficiencies that increase like that, I like. Combining it with that level system is...
It's bad.
It's not so good.
Yeah. If they do the system, the old-fashioned system, the nice one, where you had certain enemies that you just could not fight at a certain level. They do a little bit of that in Skyrim, actually. You know the climb to... I forget what it's called. The mountain?
Yeah.
Greybeard's place?
Yeah, I know what you mean. I forget what it's called, though.
Yeah, there's a frost troll on the way, and it is a ball ache to fight him if you're trying to fight him right at the beginning. That's basically an encouragement to, hey, maybe you should go and do some other stuff rather than just mainlining the main quest the whole time.
I just sat and shot with fire arrows, whatever.
Yeah, and you can just, cheese that fight right the way through, but it's a polite suggestion that maybe explore the world a little bit. We've made this entire fucking world. Please don't just do the main quest in 3 hours.
It's a hell of a lot better than a screen that just pops up after a while saying, hey, you're pretty weak. Maybe you want to level that fighting a little higher.
Yeah. But they do that a little bit, but they don't go far enough with it to make that whole skill progression system work as well as it could. Like, if it had certain areas that were more dangerous and certain areas that were less dangerous, then you could just say, okay, I want to try something new, so I'm going to go try out some skills in one of the really easy areas. You can just grind those up and see how that works for you. If it doesn't work, you can go back to the harder areas.
It would be easier if certain enemies had just a level cap on them. Like they could only get so strong.
Yeah. But they don't.
Yeah.
Mods. Saving games since... I don't fucking know.
Since Bethesda started making games.
No, Arena was unsalvageable. Daggerfall wasn't great either. Morrowind, though. Morrowind, they did some work on. That was
You
good.
know how you
Morrowind
feel
is
about
great.
Morrowind.
Hmm?
You know how you feel about Morrowind.
How do I feel about Morrowind?
You like it.
No,
You don't?
not really. I didn't like Morrowind that much. It was kind of dull. And they
Yeah.
gave you nowhere near enough direction to know what you were doing. Oblivion I liked. That was the one I liked.
I've yet to run into somebody that didn't attack the Silt Strider.
Yeah. How the fuck were we supposed to know that was your fast travel system?
At least it can't die. I mean, it's not even really
I
a
guess.
creature. It's just a thing.
Yeah, but a giant alien tentacle monster, how the hell are we supposed to know that's how he traveled around the world?
But
That
they
was-
have lore and stuff. It's totally forgivable.
That was a weird inflection.
Yeah.
It's weird 'cause
Yeah,
I
but
don't
the
mean
thing
it.
is- The thing about their lore in Morrowind was that it was all just text dumps. Every conversation was a text dump because voice acting was not a thing you did all the time at that period of gaming.
Yeah.
So if you wanted to learn about the world, you had to read a book of text from one character.
There was a lot
That's-
of text in that game, yeah.
Yeah, there was. There was so much text.
I feel like it was someone's D&D campaign.
But
It
Real
probably
long
was.
campaign.
I'm fairly certain some of that world's lore probably was originating in a D&D campaign or something.
Yeah.
It seems like something that could happen. Kind of explains how all the plots are kind of shit. But anyway, we were talking about character build systems. So, any others that spring to mind? I can't really think of any big major ones. I'm going to pull up my Steam list because that is my list of games at the moment.
We mentioned the how it's a bad idea for your overall level to play into your non-combat skills. RuneScape does that, actually. You can be level 12 and have every skill maxed but combat ones.
I remember spending so long grinding my fishing skill.
Yep.
It was not good.
I liked the things in that game that didn't involve combat, honestly. Because I just... RNG hates me, if you haven't picked it up yet. And in combat, I'd get hit for like 12 damage and I had 15 health.
I
Oh,
work
the
under the
RNG
belief
hates
that
you, doesn't
RNG hates everyone.
Hates me, clearly.
I mean, it clearly hates me. I mean, look at Honey Pop. Look at all the RNG.
Don't blame that on Hunt. Don't blame that on RNG.
I'm joking.
I remember playing RuneScape between the 4th grade and 8th grade. And during that career, I only got combat level 24.
My mom banned me from playing RuneScape because there was blood.
Really?
It was blood?
The little, you know, those little numbers that were. No, actually, she banned me from playing because I had one friend who was playing it, and he was unusually violent as an individual.
She banned you from playing it because you were a little baby Zero at the time.
I wasn't no baby Zero. I was like in.
Your physical
Sixth grade.
age does not factor into this.
Shut up.
Neither does your pouting voice at the moment either. I was a little baby Zero.
I mean, sure, I'd just gone out of private Christian school, but still.
Did it have nuns?
No, it was
Oh.
That's
in
Catholic.
Arkansas, so they were Baptists,
It wasn't Catholic school.
which is the worst in its own way.
Okay. Dark Souls. What are our opinions on Dark Souls character creation? This is actually an interesting one because theirs is weird.
It annoys me.
I actually...
How so? How does it annoy you, Ken? Let's get that first.
Because mostly everything is fucking equipment based, I barely know if I'm getting better.
You're not.
Right.
You're never getting better.
Yeah, it's tiny amounts of improvements every time you level up.
Yeah, it's mostly a
It is.
game of just pure skill, and whatever the stats you have is for, like what you said, putting on better equipment.
Like if
Yeah.
you have if you have that kind of system, if you have the kind of system where I can improve my stats, I would like to see improvement as I improve things.
Yeah. Every point in a damage attribute like strength or dexterity adds 2 damage to your weapon that has like 180 damage at base. It's like, what's the fucking point? There is no point in doing this.
The only reason to do that is just to qualify for another weapon. So you need 24
Yeah.
strength to wield something, and then there you go. That's it. Don't get it any higher than 24. There's no point.
And then just build endurance so that you can roll all the time. Is it endurance or the other one? Vitality. I forget.
It depends on which game, but it's endurance for the first one, and the second one it splits it. So I don't know.
Yeah, the stat that lets you roll all the time.
Adaptability.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, no, adaptability is just increasing iframes.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't touched the second one because I want to wait till the re-release comes out.
Yeah, I'm probably going to play that too. I guess. I still haven't finished the regular one.
It's funny, every time we bring up Dark Souls, I think of the TV tropes page that we have, where it just mentions we talk about Dark Souls a lot.
Yeah.
And
We don't anymore.
we
though.
don't
stopped
anymore,
doing-
though. That's the thing.
I've tried to stop.
Nobody's updated that, because apparently people don't know it exists. Yeah, we have a TV tropes page. Go edit it,
Yay.
please. Somebody. I don't want to
I'll
edit
have
it.
some stuff.
How
I
do
don't
you
want
get a
to-
TV Tropes page?
Someone has to
Someone
make it.
makes it for you.
Oh.
I don't want to edit it because then I'll feel like a complete jerk.
Yeah, don't
You don't
touch
edit
it.
your own page.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't do that. I've
You
just
can
been
call
trying
me
to
a
get one
jerk
for
when you
years.
edit it for grammar.
Never edit your own page because people will call you out on that, and that's complete BS if you do that.
All right.
Unless they never catch you.
I feel like at this point, TV Tropes is so enamored with being factual, like the main page has to be all factual and you can't have any subjective opinions on there, that you'd probably be okay with editing your own page as long as you don't touch the your mileage may vary page.
True. Anyway, my main problem with the Dark Souls system is every level costs more. It's not based on what the skill is. So if you want to raise your, I don't know, level 5 vitality, if you have that low for whatever reason, then it's going to cost you just as much as it would to raise a level 99 or 98 strength. I don't like the system.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I'm not entirely sure. I mean, I get the diminishing returns thing. Yes, it will take more money to improve every time you want to improve something, because it would take more effort to improve it if you were to try and do it, naturally. But for individual stats, doing it separately for each one, I don't know. I think I see it as a sort of changing your mindset as far as combat goes, because that game's entirely made of combat. So if you have been swinging a giant sword around for the past 60 hours of the game, then putting a point in intelligence means changing your entire combat mindset because you're going to be using spells more. That's not something you've been doing. It's changing muscle memory and all that stuff. You're going to want to be reaching for the spells before you're reaching for your sword and such things. So it could make a little bit of sense, but I feel like I'm just playing devil's advocate at the moment.
But I see your point.
I don't know. Once again, looking through my games list.
I suppose the other problem would be the PvP balance. My way would mean that your character would usually have very moderate stats, or very even stats, rather.
Yeah, you just keep it even for the whole game just because it's cheaper that way rather than trying to min-max, because there's no point. By the time you got one stat to 40, you could have had all of your stats at 30.
Yeah.
For example. So yeah, it's probably a balance thing.
I think we're done with this topic.
Probably.
I guess.
I don't think, or Axiom, what's your take on this?
Oh. He forgot your name, Erickson. Also,
Yeah, it's
Bitch.
fine.
back up from the mic a little bit.
Me?
Yes.
No, I'm sorry. I'm using my headset, so. All right. I hate skill trees.
You hate skill trees.
I hate skill trees.
Ooh.
There's
Okay.
limited freedom to it. Yeah, I get it. The more I skill up, the greater my spells, techniques, all that stuff becomes. But some of the things that I need to get to first, I get all these other lesser skills that I don't need, don't want, will probably never use, and if I do, they sometimes suck. So that just annoys me. I think the only one I did like was the Skyrim one, for pretty much all the reasons you guys already said. But because it's a skill tree, I can't like it.
The man with principles.
Other than
okay.
that, I don't really have a lot of experience in those type of video games.
Question. What do people think of the system where you can get everything? So like Fable, where you could play the game reasonably, you could play it through once and get everything.
That makes me
without
happy.
finishing the
It
game.
makes me happy.
Yeah?
I like that, yeah.
It makes me happy because you get a sense of completion. You don't have to replay to get to actually experience everything.
That's true enough.
I like
Yes,
that if I put enough effort into it, I can learn everything. I like that,
You become a god.
essentially.
Basically. But that's pretty much the end game of Fable anyway.
You become
More
a
or
greater
less.
god?
No.
No?
You become either an angelic warrior or a demon, essentially.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And no one can stand to you in combat, so...
The thing about Fable, though, is that does it really make a difference which one you choose at the end?
No.
In Fable 1,
In Fable 1, yeah, but after that...
not so much. Well, in theory, the end of the third one was supposed to be, oh, you're a good guy, but everyone died because you wouldn't make the hard decision.
But
Or
what if I
you're
was a
an
good
evil
guy?
guy.
But what if I was a good guy and I got all the money through owning real estate, and then I still saved everyone?
That's called breaking the system.
And you know what? It worked out all right, didn't it?
Mm.
That game was
I
a
never
terrible
liked that.
idea to be evil, because the towns you saved were, they didn't exist. You couldn't buy them.
Huh?
When you were a bad guy, like, if you helped the thief escape in the prologue thing, then the second half of the main town was a slum. And it wasn't worth as
yeah.
much. So you wouldn't get as much money from it.
Yeah, and you could screw over Oak Field, because they had to change the name, by helping the Temple of Evil or something.
Yeah,
they changed that name too.
By being a good guy, you could just get real estate and then get the free 1 million from the Sunset House Demon Door, and you'd be good.
Yeah.
What did
My brother managed to do a
get
full
get that anyway?
full thing with like, oh yeah, I got all the money. I have literally more money than the game requires. He had like 10 million.
I cheated the time clock.
Yeah, I
set
did
it
the same
till I was
thing.
like 3 months in the future, and I got a few million for it. It was great.
The first time I just let everyone die because, I want to be the good guy and stuff. That's how I usually play these games. And then I just broke the game.
My brother likes Fable 3 so much that he didn't cheat the time clock. He just had to build up by owning everything. Literally everything. Every property that could be bought, he owned it.
I hated the upkeep.
Your brother has terrible taste in video games.
He's like, why does everybody hate Fable 3? And I'm like...
Because it's terrible. Not least of all the plot.
It's like one of his favorite games.
It's so bad.
When I get a new game, it's like, is it like Fable 3?
No. I will never buy another game like Fable 3. Once was enough.
If you tell me it was like Fable 1 or Fable 2, I'd probably be okay with it. Fable 3? No Fable 3.
I hope you like spending 15 solid minutes repairing every property. That was fun.
I don't think he repaired him as much. I don't know what he does in that game, though. I can't speak for him. I just know that he apparently likes it a lot.
Your brother likes capitalism. He likes the prospect of owning it all.
You should get him every single Tycoon game for his birthday.
You should get him trains for his birthday.
Thing
I don't
is,
like the trains video again.
he has played those games. He likes those types of games.
Oh, well, good for him then.
Yeah.
He should stop playing RPGs because they're apparently not his thing. Fucking
Or you
trains,
should,
dude.
or you should get him involved in business. Have him play the real version of these games.
Yeah.
Or
And
Zoo Tycoon. Everybody likes Zoo Tycoon.
Roller
He had
coaster.
back in the day, he had there was a Six Flags game.
Roller Coaster Tycoon.
He had that. I don't understand why, but he had that. So, yeah.
What other game systems are there? There's not that many, really. I mean, you could talk about the Grand Theft Auto system, I guess. Either San Andreas or 5. I don't know whether 4 had a similar system.
What system
Where
are you
it's just
talking about?
locked
with
to what your level is?
What?
Or it's just locked to what your level is? Like, you can't wield this gun, you're not level 12. Or, I've never...
I assume you're talking about the very, very early games there, then.
I haven't played much GTA 5. Or any, actually. I've just seen it played. So I don't really know what the system
that?
is.
Oh, you mean like in the multiplayer? Yeah, I wasn't thinking of that. I was thinking just in the main game. But the multiplayer is...
you mean... I remember now the San Andreas one. The first thing I did was get my dudes, went to the gym, like, for 10 straight days. Got my dudes.
Yeah. Pretty much. I did something very similar. And I like that you could get fat and it would have a literal, very real impact on how the game played.
Oh, yeah.
Because if you got fat, you could not climb over fences. You would try and you would immediately be out of breath.
Yeah.
I don't know if you could roleplay Big Smoke in that game.
Probably could. I don't know why he's a dirty traitor's piece of shit, but, you could.
Yeah.
He can't shoot. He can't shoot either on the back of a bike.
Yeah, that would make it a great role-playing experience.
That would really harm your playthrough because you need to shoot a lot
You
of
have
people.
to miss every 9 bullets out of 10.
Oh, jeez.
I
That
would
game
like-
had a lot of content in it that nobody really played. Like, you
I
could
would like
horse
It
to-
did.
it was
Do
rough.
you remember the fucking car parts thing that they did? Like, you could remodel your car
Yeah.
and give it hydraulics and stuff.
Yeah.
You touched it once for that one thing where you had to have hydraulics in your car, and
Yeah.
you never got it again.
No, I abused the shit out. There was one time I actually enjoyed that. I actually used the hell out of that. There was one time I had made a new car, and this was back when it was still like the first part of the game when your house was Grove Street and you had like one car garage.
Yeah.
And I already had something in my garage, so I had to like take a car out and put the car that I had just modified in the garage. Well, while I was doing that, there's this NPC in San Andreas who's kind of a gangster but really isn't. Like he like wears all black.
What's that?
Sometimes if you
Dark
fist fight him, he'll have a gun on.
Loke?
No.
Was it?
No. It's an NPC. It's like a random person on the street.
Okay.
Like, wears all black, and so if you fist fight him, sometimes he'll have a gun, sometimes he won't. Whatever.
Oh, right. Yeah, I know what you're talking about now.
It's a drug dealer. Yeah.
No, it's not the drug dealer. It's a different one.
Oh.
And
All right.
meanwhile, I was switching cars in this garage. This motherfucker stole my modified car. It profited.
Wow.
So I tried to chase him down in the car that I was trying to switch out. And he got away because my car was so much better than the one that I was actually driving.
Well, yeah, of course he tried to steal it. That's probably looked expensive as shit.
He stole it.
He just modified it.
NPC stole my car from me and got away. I dropped like $25,000 on that car, which was a lot at the time.
That's some emergent gameplay right there.
I was so pissed. It was awful.
The only reason I hated hydraulics in that game is because it replaced the camera movement button.
Yeah,
So you
that's
couldn't
true.
look any direction. You just go up on two wheels, and it was just stupid as. It sucked.
Like you get in a gunfight and you're trying to aim your gun, but you just tilt like you're raising an eyebrow at them. Like,
Yeah.
fuck you. This podcast got took some time to get in going. Words.
You see,
Yeah.
writing is easy, talking is hard.
Yeah, I had something I was going to bring up about something that I forgot to talk about earlier. I don't remember what it was. Damn it. Oh well. All right. Next topic is harems. Specifically, how to write them, I guess. We're going to pay lip service to the obvious opposite counterpart, the reverse harem. None of us know how to write that, I don't think.
Nah.
I
I imagine
something.
it's just like writing a regular harem, except the characters are less cool with it.
Yeah, I was going to mention that, yeah. Guys usually more territorial, so they'd be less okay with that.
Yeah.
That might come off as a little misogynistic. That's not how I mean it. I just mean there is a lot of stigma when it comes to men being with men. There is still that stigma with women being with women. It's just less, I think.
Yeah, it seems like it.
And that's kind of the part of the point with a reverse harem, I think. So, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so four of the people on this podcast have written harem stories before. I'm the only one that hasn't. Huh.
Yeah.
Really?
Catch up.
Yeah.
Well, that's the intention for one of my stories.
Even when I don't
Possibly.
intend to write a harem story, I write a harem story.
Yeah, I know, it's great. I'm not going to complain.
Like, I'd start writing this, and I'm like, oh, this girl appears. Oh, this girl appears. I'm like, oh, wait, no, my character, oh, stop being so attractive to all these girls.
Sometimes
I
they
can't
happen
keep up
by
with all these
accident.
drama.
Sometimes they happen by accident because there are a lot of waifus in some series.
Yeah.
Yeah, like,
Boku no Hero gets popular, that's going to be a thing.
Yeah, it is.
no, Froggy-chan is best waifu.
Froggy-chan. Yay, Froggy-chan.
I am going to look for fanfics of her right now.
Really?
There aren't any, I checked.
No!
There's not even a section for it.
Okay, I'm going to go write that.
There is a section for it, it's just that there's only like 3 stories in it.
Time to go write.
Go break ground, Zero.
I'm going to go break some ground. I could do, well, let's see. I could base the tile up of parroting the Frog Prince and make the Frog Princess. No.
So is this how Zero workshops ideas?
No.
It is when he's
I just start writing until I hit gold, and if I don't hit gold, then like, whatever.
Post it anyway.
People are PMing me. Stop it. I haven't checked your PMs in days.
Oh,
you're a horrible
Zero's a terrible person.
I don't pay attention to PMs sometimes, mainly because I get them as emails, and when I get them, I'm usually in the middle of doing something important, like writing a 5-page paper.
Yeah, don't worry, Zero, I'm being ridiculously hypocritical. Since that 1 PM that someone sent me asking how to do a podcast, and I took like a week to respond to them because I'm an idiot, and I forgot about it.
Oh, I've taken like a month to respond to a PM before. Don't worry about it.
What the hell is wrong with
okay,
you
you
people?
sucked in.
I feel anxious. It
You're
takes
just
like
terrible
15
then.
minutes.
It was there, and then I probably saw a butterfly or something.
Oh.
I've mentioned I'm easily distracted, haven't I?
Squirrel, etc.
No, I was literally on the phone with somebody, and I saw a squirrel. I was just like, wait, squirrel. Yeah.
I don't know. I ignore a lot of PMs. Usually it's just a bunch of stuff I either already said or have to repeat, and I either send them off to the forum, chat room, whatever, just for their answers, or
I get a lot of requests / demands.
Yeah, I get those.
Occasionally, some of them are actually from squirrels, but you know.
Some people like to send me their OCs and then tell me and ask me how they are, at which I say, I don't even know why are you doing this. Why does this OC have white hair? That makes no sense. unless they're an albino, and that would be cool to write because
Cute.
then they would have the issues. I actually wrote that. Does this character have albinism? I know somebody who has albinism. I know Casey, and he has to struggle with it because there's issues with the sun and bad eyesight. And then he's like, actually, no, he just had white hair because he does.
That's what he meant, Casey. When he said it makes no sense, he didn't. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It sucks that people think my hair is cool, because I've never liked it because it comes with the other stuff.
Yeah.
And it would be cool to write with an OC that has to, struggle with that, because that gives them stuff they have to deal with, especially if they're in a fantasy world with bright, fresh, flashing colors and sunlight powers. It's just.
Still working on the Skyrim self-insert, by the way. I'll get to it.
Good luck.
What if you were an albino that was powered by, whose superpowers were powered by sunlight?
It'd be a really red albino.
Oh my God, we're so far off topic.
We really
Yeah, a
are.
little bit.
Harems.
So how about we make that albino protagonist a harem protagonist?
All right,
Why not?
go for it.
That'd work in Skyrim, but good luck.
Some of those
I can do
traits
that.
might be endearing.
Go for it, dude.
So the reason I suggested the whole harem topic to begin with was mainly the struggle of maintaining it and making sure it comes off as not just stupid and BSing it. Because I feel like there have been times when I've kind of BS'd it a bit. And I feel like a lot of harem stories do BS it way worse, though. Some of the good examples I've seen is in... I can't remember... I don't have many friends that anime and manga.
That one was
whatever.
great.
Yeah. The reason why he did not go for the obvious choice was he wasn't oblivious. It was that this entire group was kind of tied to him, and they were all friends, kind of, and they were all hanging out, they were all having fun. But he knew that if he thought if he went for one girl in particular, the group would just break apart, and then they'd be back to all being lonely people without any friends, except for him. So that's the reason why he did not pursue everybody. It wasn't he was oblivious, he knew. And that's a cool way to do it.
That's not quite what you were talking about. You were talking about someone who didn't pick one because...
Yeah, I kind of want to just, talk about it as in... It's just making it not come off as, I guess, bad. Is the main thing, or forced, or because I've run into that issue. I ran into the issue before where one character I wasn't even published it yet, the chapter, and one character was like, okay, pick one now, and I ran into that horrible situation.
Yeah. Incidentally, when a character gives someone an ultimatum, they never come off well. So, just saying that.
Not you.
Unless you want the character to seem a bit manipulative and unpleasant, then don't make them give ultimatums because it doesn't.
I erased that afterwards, but I was like, this conversation could go so many different ways.
None of them good, and none of them in a direction you want it to go.
Yeah.
Was my interpretation of what you said.
Yeah, but I managed to make it work, but at the same time, it's just, if you do a harem story and people start reading it because they like the harem, they like that element of it, you don't want to cut it off halfway through. You got to keep it going. And at the same time, you want to keep it going. You want to keep it going for reasons that are not just kind of silly.
Like boobs. I like boobs. They're awesome. Let's have all of them.
That's what.
Slice of logic.
You don't want to have it.
Yeah. Fine, we'll be fine. Sorry.
And then there's the super, super, super oblivious guys that if they saw a boob in front of them, they would not know what it is.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that has to be your typical harem protagonist because nothing can happen. Because then the ratings would go up.
That has to be, but it's super, super just overused and annoying. And you want a character that's conscious, I think, kind of conscious of their feelings, but for some reason or another cannot pursue just one. I think is the situation you want to get going. And
preferably a harem should be portrayed as the best option.
Yeah.
Apparently Tenchi ended like that. It was they all agreed to it, and it was just like, all right, let's just have this big thing.
Yeah, and a lot of stories like that end up being like everyone's a victim of circumstance. Like I read this one fic a while ago, or I started reading it, but it was a bit miserable for my tastes, where I think it was a Naruto fic, and Minato had set up marriage contracts with pretty much every world leader's daughter somehow.
Wow.
So you have Tamari, and you have Kurotsuchi, and some others that escape me. I only read like the first chapter. And everyone was miserable about it. And yeah, that was not a fun fic to read, and that's usually what people are looking for in harem stories. At least to some extent.
Yeah, that's not good.
Yeah, like
Like if you're
you
gonna,
want you,
go ahead.
yeah, you go ahead.
All right. If you're gonna write one of these or put one of these together in any type of storyline fashion, you got to put the time in to flesh out every potential romantic aspect of it. Don't neglect, please, because
Nobody likes cardboard cutouts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like when I first started my main story that ended up being a harem story, I did not know what I was doing. I will admit that. And I've done some cliche things. I've done some not so good things with the harem thing, but you know, you have to. It's a constant battle to actually get to work, and that's a lot of background noise.
Zero, don't you know? Make love, not war. But I'm ting. Sorry, had to.
So, yeah. Just, what I found what I do is that you have to kind of, what you're going to have to do is sometimes is just take turns with the girls. It's this girl's turn, it's this girl's turn, it's this girl's turn.
Sure, that's a way to phrase it. We'll go with that.
Yeah.
One way of doing it.
Yeah, okay, I realize what I say, but I don't regret it because there's no other way for me to say it because my brain is limited right now.
Well, honestly, High School Dixie does that. They go through, like, one arc is for this girl, one arc is for this girl, and it goes on in a circle, and then the dude, I know there's so many girls in there, but that he kind of forgets about these other girls that they had their moment, and now he pushes them to the side for this other girl.
Mm.
Yeah.
Which, yeah, it would be nice if you could give every character equal spotlight all the time, but
And that is
just not going to
extremely
happen.
difficult. It's extremely. I've tried to do that numerous times.
Especially
The entire point of the concept is there are lots of characters. So trying to put everyone on screen all the time is not going to work.
Yeah, especially when you have to deal with the plot interfering. So for some reasons, these characters can't be together over here. These characters can't be together over here. How are you going to give that character the spotlight? It's difficult.
Yeah.
And the one part that we all forget about, drama. All the little girls with the main characters. Yeah. So even if the world is ending, they're still going to have catfights.
Yeah.
Sure.
Funny, I just checked the PM somebody sent me. He sent me 2,200 words of his OC, and then asked my opinions.
Sweet.
Seriously,
I
like,
kind of want to ask what it says, but that feels mean.
Do you care?
A little, unfortunately.
you ask people to send you their OCs or what?
Okay? I'm a nice person. Remember this? So it's like I got this OC. Like, you want to hear the rough idea? I'm like, sure.
Zero has trouble saying no.
And then he
that
sent
was
me,
the first mistake.
and his rough idea was like a chapter.
2,000 words. Yep.
I need to get a teacup pig and send it to Zero and have him practice saying no to the teacup pig. So that he'll learn how to say no to people.
I feel like that wouldn't work anyway.
What's a teacup pig?
A little baby.
I don't know, but Zero would cave and say yes to whatever it wanted anyway.
A little adorable baby pig.
Oh, those.
No,
Yeah.
no, he's a friend of mine and everything. He asked me, ever watch a Comic Kill? I'm like, sure. Then its next question is, you want to hear about my OC? And then I'm like, okay, sure.
Oh, so this is a writery friend.
Yeah, he is a writery friend.
Okay, repeat after me. This is what you say. I'm not knowledgeable enough about the universe to care about OCs. Maybe not the care about part, but
I know about a Comic Kill. I read the manga.
Okay, that would be harder for you since you do all that, and they know about
I read
it.
everything.
You spent the time not shutting up about
Literally
it. Literally
everything.
I'm feeling less guilty about you reading out what he's written to you.
But yeah, it's not like he does a lot of OC stories, and it's not like they're unpopular in comparison. But she sends me his OCs all the time.
Oh, okay.
Like, remember I mentioned the OC that has white hair for no reason?
Yeah.
It's this guy.
Oh.
I kind of railed on him for that because I was hungry, and when I'm hungry, I am not in a good mood. I'm super serious. I do not joke around when I'm hungry.
Zero smash.
Zero smash. Zero get revenge on world.
Zero play honey pop angry.
Anyway, we got anything else to say for this particular topic? Here's a question. How do you do the, let's say the everyone wins ending?
They have to be super cool with it. And Slice just dropped out. But they have to be cool with it. Like, say for example, you have Persona 3 and you have Elizabeth as one of the harem members. Elizabeth,
she would probably be cool with it.
She would be cool with it.
Just by default.
Yeah. Because one, she's Elizabeth, and two, she's going to live a longer life than pretty much everybody else.
So she wins again by default. Yeah.
Same concept goes for Lavris. I can wait. But
yeah. Yeah. In the end, it's up to the. Sorry, keep telling.
No, you go.
In the end, it's up to the girls to decide. I've done that before, where a main character not really have a harem, but he did have a lot of girls who were crushing on him. Some of them were okay with sharing. He really wasn't interested in any of them. But two of the girls, they weren't okay with it. They wanted to be serious with him, and so they put him on the spot. Even he says, "No, I'm not interested at all," and so they left.
Yeah.
I think Slice is back.
There we go. All right.
I don't know how I guessed.
Sorry.
It's alright.
But, yeah, that's certainly what we do. Not every girl is going to be down with it, Like, say, for example, you have a more serious character, they're going to tend to want a more serious relationship. They're not going to be willing to share as much. Unless they're in a situation when they're, like, I've seen this done before, where the girls are really good friends to the point where they don't mind.
Yeah, I mean, you could take the realistic approach of this girl is not cool with it and thus will not get involved, or guy, depending on the direction the harem's going. But it's worthwhile to take into account that sometimes, if you're going in this direction, it's pretty much just a fantasy scenario anyway. Nothing even close to this is probably ever going to happen for anyone.
Yeah.
So, why try and be realistic about it? But, whatever you want to go with, it's fine and stuff.
Someone leaving the harem is usually kept up to one-shots.
Mm.
I've only seen a few of them, that's like the big center piece of the story, is somebody deciding, maybe the harem isn't for them after a while.
Mm.
Mm. Like, I mean, in most things, with realistic people, you're gonna have some trouble. With Sekirei, it's easy. Done. Like, the entire show
Those
with
don't
me,
count.
so you could have a harem.
Yeah.
It's just like, hey,
DXD likewise is that's pretty much the core concept.
Sekirei is literally, these people are human Pokemon. Essentially.
Yeah.
You gotta catch them all.
Yeah, again, that's still really gross.
It's horrible. It's horrible. But it was made for harem. Like, the entire concept of the show is, hey, guess what? You have a harem.
It's actually more challenging to write a single person, two people pairing than a harem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really? I found that a lot easier.
In Sekirei.
In Sekirei? No.
Is it weird that that's written by a woman?
Really?
Not really.
No.
Okay, Zero, explain.
Because, as I said earlier, I was on a couch with a bunch of drunken lesbians on Saturday.
Okay, but I
Because there's
I
male
agree
Sekireis as well, too.
but-
It's not all females.
Like 5 of them out of 108? Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
I don't know. There is the sister character who becomes a sort of protagonist on her own, as well.
Like kicking criminals in the testicles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Credit where it's due, that works. I assume.
Why wear a cup everywhere?
It's a weird story.
It is weird.
Anyway, we're at about an hour and 40, by the way.
Oh. Okay.
So, unfortunately, our third topic, I think, has to be dropped for the sake of doing this question.
Alright.
So, we'll get to, what was it? Contested sequels. Okay, we'll get to that next time. Guess what, Ken?
What?
It's going into the spare topics list.
Yay.
Guess what, Ken? You're going to have some new topics for us next weekend. We're never going to get to it.
Maybe.
You are your own worst enemy now, you son of a bitch.
I'm your best ally in this instance. Without me,
You just think about that for a second.
Yeah, I did actually. I didn't think about how I was going to word that to be the opposite.
Okay.
Think you're better than me
Yeah.
with your not abs? I have abs. I'm better than you.
Yeah,
He doesn't have
your abs
abs.
aren't from fitness. Your abs are from not eating.
Oh, I eat plenty. I just great genetics, you know. I don't do shit.
Tell you what, I guarantee you I can eat
Lyser,
more
the
than you.
genetically superior ab machine.
Yeah, you know what? I'm black, so that means I'm faster than you.
Oh, well, fair enough. I also don't run, so I mean, everyone is faster than me.
Anyway, question from Ethan. How would we take over the world, and what would we do with it afterwards? Paraphrasing.
I actually planned this when I was younger.
Shocking.
Of course, it makes no sense in the typical Zero fashion.
Oh, God.
Alright,
Regale us.
so, picture this.
Oh, no.
Genetically enhanced,
Oh, gosh.
partially cyborg, cyborg,
Cybernetic.
cybernetic,
yes.
yeah. Rodents.
And it works.
Fair.
Sure.
I'm pretty sure you basically just described the villain's plot in The Secret of Nim 2.
I don't even know what that is.
Good.
It's the sequel to The Secret of Nim.
I don't even know what the Secret of Nim is.
Again, good.
You are a terrible person.
I just know that genetically enhanced mutant cybernetic rodents measuring at least 6 feet tall is the way to go.
Well, alright, you've conquered the world then with your mutant army. What do you do?
Yeah.
Play video games. I don't know.
Who's gonna make the okay? You're just gonna have the world make video games for you forever?
I would just chill at the top. Be like, all right, guys, I conquered the world. I can go back to do whatever you want.
You'll be murdered within 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Honestly, like, it was just, I take over the world. What am I going to do when I take over the world? What else is there to do?
Run the world.
Zero, I'm disappointed. I was expecting some spectacular story from you. Yeah.
What else am I supposed to do? I'm content
okay.
with my
I'm
life.
gonna go next then.
I am content with my life. There's nothing I really desire from ruling
You're
the world.
boring. You have low standards. You lost my respect.
Ouch.
Oh,
I had
that's
respect.
rough.
Had. Keyword here.
I don't care.
Okay, Slicer, do you have any plans?
I thought Axiom was going to go next.
Okay.
Or was he joking?
No,
I don't know.
Kind of serious. All right.
Okay.
I would create a virus. A virus so great that I would only have the cure for it. I would have it spread all across the world, wreak havoc, destroy civilizations, this and that. You know, pretty much kind of purge, start the world all over.
Nobody wins in a zombie apocalypse.
I
Umbrella.
didn't say zombie apocalypse. I said just a virus. I didn't say what it is. You know what? Fuck it. Let's just call it the new Black Plague. People just die. Stay dead. Now zombie virus. So, I rule the world. I follow everything from Peter's evil overlord list. And when I
That
and then
could
when I
not
get
end well.
hold on, when I get bored of that, I will split my kingdom in half, join the rebels, and do it all over again.
How would they not recognize you?
Rachel,
Well, the first time he would be the secretive leader that never shows his face.
there's that.
Ah.
He's the second in command. Turned rogue.
Actually, now that I think about it, there is one thing I would like to do once I rule the world. There's one thing.
What?
I'd make a harem.
That was my answer.
I thought that would go without saying.
Yeah,
I thought
that's
that was
a fair
just-
point, yeah.
I thought that was just a given.
Mm.
Like it comes with the job.
Yeah, the whole taking over the world thing is kind of just a means to an end in that regard.
Yeah.
Just to legalize it.
Okay, who's next?
No, I'll go then.
Okay, yeah, if you've got one.
I don't know how I'd conquer the world. I don't know. Probably some kind of horrible thing. I don't know. Some kind of
Some
monstrosity.
kind of horrible thing. I love you have forethought about this. It's great.
Yeah, but once I'm at the top, it would kind of depend on what I want to do. If I want to rule forever, or whatever, as long as I was alive, I would find whoever's the most qualified to rule, and then just do horrible, horrible things to them until they're a husk of a human being, so they cannot Starscream me. And then just rule.
Starscream is the American
Yeah.
dream, though.
Yeah.
Oh god, are we really going to have to do a dramatic retelling?
Why not?
No.
Okay. We had a conversation before this podcast started in Skype. I'm going to find it.
Which is probably near the top.
Yeah. It's near the top. And I think we're going to do a dramatic recreation of what that conversation was. Yeah. So Zero was doing a stupid thing. And we'll start with... here we go.
Oh yeah, it started like this. You were Zero. Yeah.
Yeah. See, Zero? No taking it personally. You should know by now I love you the most. You're my favorite minion.
To which I responded with, "I'm nobody's damn minion."
Yeah, this is just script now, so if everyone just wants to take their own roles, that'd be great. Is everyone at the right place?
Yeah.
Slicer?
I'll find it eventually. Hold on.
It's about 3/4 of the way up.
There it is.
Yeah. Okay. And that is why Kenshi is my least favorite. Damn insubordinate.
Lol.
To which I respond with, "Suck it, Holmes. I'll Starscream your ass. The good kind of Starscream. The few that actually got stuff done."
And then failed immediately afterwards.
Well, Starscream got stuff done. It just rarely happened to get things that didn't immediately backfire on everyone involved.
No, this will be an open story arc that has not been explored yet. This time will be different. Believe in the Starscream that believes in you.
Slicer?
I see,
Oh.
yeah.
You expect me to believe Starscream believes in other people?
No, but anyone that doesn't like Starscream is not a person I would like to communicate with.
Well, fair enough then.
I always liked Starscream. He was always a he was always a go-getter.
Gotta admire his ambitiousness.
You forgot the M.
There's no M, so it's ambitiousness.
Ken?
Starscream is the most American at heart out of all the Transformers. He's pure 80s sleaze.
Pointlessly rebellious, self-involved, and murder-happy?
Yep.
Zing!
Can you say that any of those things aren't truly American?
He also turned into a jet. I like jets.
Also, great point. Jets are super American.
Yeah, well, VTOLs are super British.
Starscream is representative of the American dream.
To which I said, damn, no wish this was being recorded. This is so stupid.
Might just call for a dramatic reading of this conversation.
And I assumed it would just redo or lose something when it's being retold. But no, that was awesome.
So, we are not allowed to talk about anything before the podcast anymore, because that would have been so much better if it was off the top of our heads, but no.
But Starscream is like, he's the American dream. Like, he's always ambitious, but he's always doomed to fail.
And he's always rebellious, which is an American thing, because you guys are kind of idiots like that.
Yeah, we rebel when there's really no reason, or even it's harmful for us, especially when it's harmful for us to rebel.
Mm-hmm.
It's fun rebelling. Join the rebellion. To rebel for no reason, for causes that we don't know.
Yeah, a lot of your most famous fiction is literally a rebellion against an evil overlord.
And you know what? It's awesome.
You know what? I have an idea. As I'm doing the rebellion, I'll make it to the top, and I'm going to betray them, and I'm going to do it a third time.
How long do you think you're going to survive in open combat?
I am immortal. I'll do this 100 times.
All right, I know how I'm going to take over the world.
Go ahead.
Hold on, I didn't actually finish yet.
All right, okay.
That was my long-term plan, just finding somebody to rule for me while I enjoy my private island full of sexy women, naturally. And the short-term one would be just use a crap ton of money to buy the best shelter I can possibly make, and then unleash a zombie plague so I can be the hero of the wastes. Yes.
The hero of the wastes came about because of nuclear Armageddon.
Whatever. Waste, zombie apocalypse, same thing.
You want to reenact The Walking Dead?
Yeah, hopefully with less drama, but yes.
That doesn't sound like a world I'd want to run. Everyone's all miserable and whining about supplies and stuff.
Yeah,
oh,
but
great.
How would ruling the world be any better? Then they'd be whining about supplies and whatever else you just said.
And then you could just kill some random people.
Well, you could kill some people in the zombie apocalypse as well.
You could, but then there's not that many people that you're ruling over anyway, and you just...
If I release the zombie plague in the first place, it can be easily assumed that I just don't care.
Yeah.
One example needs to be made.
Yeah. Anyway, Kenshi, what's your take on this?
Okay, so Kenshi's plan to take over the world. First, get the power to grow hair on any surface.
Oh, God.
All right, you win. That's it. Game over.
Exactly.
Everyone go home.
With this power, I'll be able to gum up everything. Tanks can no longer fire. Electronics can no longer powered.
Can you just raise walls of hair?
Yes, I can even make balls of hair.
No.
Add... let's see.
Are you
Should
really?
probably go in trivia.
Like, can you make a hair spear and then
Catchphrase.
throw it? Like,
Power
like
to
an
grow
element?
hair on any surface. Kenshi. There we go.
You know how Itachi has Amaterasu, which he can set anything on fire he's looking at? I can make a hair grow on anything that I'm looking at. That's how it works.
You just look at yourself in the mirror and just grow a beard.
Yes, that's exactly how it works. With this power, I'll take over the world. No one can stop me. At which point, I will then proceed to dole out responsibilities to people I trust / are beneath me. You run Antarctica. You run North America. You run Asia. I don't know.
Bald people?
Hmm?
Bald people?
No, just
I'd assume
people.
that'd be immune to your hair thing, so...
Why would I want them to be immune to it?
Cause
No one's immune.
I think Eisen did the same thing. He recruited Tosin because he was the only one immune to his thing. Sanbakdo.
But Tosin was a weeb.
Can my house just be its own country?
Apparently,
Maybe.
yes. There's somebody's house in, I think it's like Nevada. That's another country.
Yes, there is. That guy with the glasses did a thing on it. Where they tried to take it over. For like 5 minutes. Yeah. The nostalgia critic dressed as M. Bison, I think. That was the thing.
Which leads me to my second thing. I will then proceed to dress like M. Bison every day for the rest of my life. And I will not govern. I will instead pick people to govern people beneath me. You control this continent, and you pick people beneath you to control the countries. I'll just sit up and I'll take Australia as my personal seat and stay there forever. Except for every 10
would
years.
you live in Australia?
Because it's manly.
Of course.
All right, fair enough.
At which point, every 10 years, I will request that every continent send me a warrior to Australia. Everyone will start on a different corner of Australia, and it'll go at it like Highlander. There can be only one. Whoever wins is in control.
Wait, can we get broadswords?
You can bring whatever you want as long as it's a melee weapon.
Yes!
What
Melee
if
weapons
everyone
only.
dies from the poison creatures that live there?
That's why it's on Australia.
I'm okay
Alright.
with that plan.
Makes sense.
Survival
I'm
of
okay
the
with that
fittest.
plan. As long as I get to kill one person with a sword, I would be happy.
What do they get if they win?
They get control of the world.
Oh, all right.
It's
Well,
like
they have to,
it's like
they have to beat
it'll be
you,
like
right?
it'll be like G Gundam. Like every 10 years, you fight. Every country sends a representative to fight in this tournament, and whoever wins, their country is in control of the world.
Is that how G Gundam works?
Yeah, that's how it worked.
Huh.
It's better than Double O, at least.
Yeah. Also, they do have
Singing
to
to
fight
save the
you,
world.
right? They don't just beat each other, and whoever wins gets control.
Yeah, they have to fight each other and then get to me. Whoever's last person standing gets to fight me.
Question.
Oh,
Would the Iron Man suit count as a melee weapon?
No.
No, because it has the repulsor beams.
Okay, what if we take that off?
Ken, I think that would be a very easy thing to win, because you are notoriously easy to injure.
Not really.
You literally talked about how you got injured 2 days ago.
Okay, here's the thing about that, Casey. Everyone that fights gets hurt all the time because part of your actual training involves fighting.
Yeah.
Fighting kind of hurts you.
Mm.
So what you're saying is you're just used to pushing past it or ignoring it? Or,
Yeah, if you're a fighter that doesn't get hurt on a regular basis, you are not any kind of fighter I would like to put money on.
Okay, so basically you're going to rig this whole thing then.
If
You're going to get like a school teacher in this little tournament thing that you have going.
Hey,
The school teacher's gonna win.
No, I'm telling you, I want a challenge. Bring your best.
Sorry, a school teacher that isn't from America and thus doesn't need to fight for their lives every single day.
Yeah.
He's gonna be a fine British man. He'll still kick ass.
We have like 4 minutes before time. So, recommendations.
Is that the only question?
That was the only question, yes.
I recommend you play Lord of the Rings Risk with all the nerd friends and then realize that your life is going nowhere.
That was a strangely specific recommendation, but okay.
I'm going to have to see if there's a trailer for Lord of the Rings Risk.
Probably.
I
I feel like there should be, whether there is or not.
recommend landing only on the flat of your back when you get thrown, so that you don't break anything else. Not that my leg is broken
Okay.
or anything, because it's not.
Sure, we believe you.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone else?
I'd like to re-recommend Hill of Swords by Gabriel Blessing. Good pick. It's
Very good.
been a saving grace in the sea of trash.
Which one's that one?
The Familiar of Zero Fate Stay crossover.
Oh, okay. Arxum, you got anything?
I have nothing, unfortunately.
Okay. Mine is The Man Who Would Be King that Vic I was talking about earlier. The one that I apparently reviewed at some point. I'm going to quote him on what he said, I think, if I can find it.
Yeah, because we need to hear it.
I think he might have taken the author's notes out.
You need to hear how he praises you?
Yes.
Okay, here it is. Special thanks to reviewer KCW, who gave me a good example of proper formatting and for directing me to his podcast, Fandom Flux, which you can find on YouTube. I highly recommend it to my fellow beginning authors and professional writers as well. If you can sift through the parts where Ethan makes no sense, there are great tips to be found.
Dude, that's the early episodes. Remember when Ethan was there and he made no sense? Now
Yeah,
you
I
have me
remember that.
here and I make no sense.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, so I apparently reviewed this story at some point. I honestly don't remember it in the slightest. But that's kind of a shame, because the story is kind of great now. It's a weird thing. Because
You helped
what
at the start.
You're claiming direct responsibility for this?
No, I'm actually not, because what this author apparently has is a very good grasp on One Piece's humor.
That's cool.
Yeah, so... yeah, he does... A particular note is a very good scene where Luffy basically... The plot of the story is Luffy gets trained by Garp before leaving wherever he's from. And he learns bits and pieces of Haki and the 6 styles. And there's a flashback to Garp's training sequence, and it could literally be an extended sequence of that whole... he threw me off a cliff. He threw me into a forest filled with monsters. He tied balloons to me and then just let me float up into the air. Thing from the anime. It's still great, by the way. I found a video of that. Same pose for all 3. It's great. But yeah, it could be, like, literally taken from that episode and just slapped in. It would fit in perfectly. So, it's only 6,000 words so far, give or take. 4 chapters, technically, since the first one's an author's note, basically. But it's very promising, so I'm looking forward to seeing more of it. Very cool. Yeah, so that's my recommendation. And I guess we're pretty much done.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'd like to thank everybody for listening to the Fandom Flux podcast, episode 77. I think.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's 7-7.
I love how Arxum knows this podcast better than we do.
Because I saw the episode last night.
Oh.
Yeah.
That doesn't make it better. If you'd like to get in contact with us, you can do so through blogspot.page through comments or personal profiles on fanfiction.net or through the YouTube channel through the comments. Please donate on Patreon if you feel so inclined. I'm literally doing that on autopilot now. That's weird. I've said it so many times. All right. Once again, I'd like to thank everybody for listening to Fandom Flux Podcast, episode 77. Bye now.
Goodbye.
I read all your comments on YouTube, so don't mention Honey Pot or I'll feel sad.
Do it.
Right.
You'll feel
Thank you.
sad
With a smile on
anyway.
your face.
See you guys.
See ya.
Bye.